Yeah. Again, it's like things I liked, things I didn't like. Overall, eh. But let's see how the final DLC lands. I think Part 8 of Twin Peaks Season 3 is some of Lynch's best work. Damn, okay. I'm so excited to watch The Return. Like, I don't even... I'm a few episodes into my Season 2 rewatch at the moment. And I rewatched Fire Walk With Me recently, and I think it might be... Like, it's definitely in my top 4 favorite David Lynch movies, which are... in no particular order: Mulholland Drive, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk With Me, Lost Highway, and Eraserhead. But I'm trying to figure out which one I would kick out of that top 4, and I think it would either be Lost Highway or Eraserhead, like to have a top 3, but I can never make up my mind. I think Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me has to be in there, because even though it's taken a couple of watches for it to like really grow on me, Fire Walk With Me and Mulholland Drive have the most emotional impact on me of any Lynch movie. Like, I could say that Lost Highway, I think, is like a near perfect movie. I find it like very unsettling, very thought-provoking, but it doesn't have the emotional impact on me that Fire Walk With Me has, and so my personal rating is like affected by that kind of thing. I think Mulholland Drive is one of the greatest American films. I mean, I agree. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, period. Currently in my Letterboxd top 4. But yeah. There were some interesting things, but yeah, mostly meh. Yeah, I feel you, Lost and Fairy. Okay. And on that note, we are gonna get into the last DLC of Alan Wake. Oh, we got the lighthouse here. Very, very Life is Strange. I fell asleep during the DLC. I don't blame you. Oh, we got a clip. I'm checking out what you clipped. And also what you named it. Oh, it's yeah, it's the ass shot. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, great. You can fall asleep in this one as well if it's boring. You're very welcome to. Okay. Second DLC, The Writer.
Previously on Alan Wake. It's not a lake.
It's an ocean.
After saving my wife from the mysterious dark presence, I found myself trapped in the dark place.
Imagination can be the enemy here.
A nightmarish world that exists somewhere beyond the shores of our own existence.
We're the one making all this happen.
Just do what Zane tells you.
Follow the signal.
Is all this really coming out of my head?
The dark place is playing tricks on you.
I made my way across its ever-shifting landscape, trying to reach Thomas Zane.
You're trapped in your own nightmares. You're still going deeper.
Why don't you be the writer and decide the words I say?
It's all in your head.
Oh, it's a direct continuation. Okay.
Really, Wake.
Your
Delusions are out of control.
Get out of my head.
Seriously, Al, you need to get a grip. You know reality's different here. See what I mean, Al?
Ugh, I think I'm stuck on this side.
Well, you're
Hey,
gonna have to
Layla.
find your way out of there. I'll wait. Remember, you're still in the dark place. You know that, right? I don't want to alarm you, pal, but it's sink or swim time.
Fine. I could feel the pressure mounting. Barry was right. time was running out. Everything I saw was a dark, twisted version of reality based on my memories and thoughts.
Big yawn. I don't know if you guys saw her yawning. Okay. Find a way to Barry. Ooh. Crumble. Nice. I'm gonna go and listen to Ellie Goulding's first album, Lights, after
I had
this.
to accept it. If all of this was from my mind, then I was the one making all this happen. I was literally fighting myself. It was a moment of clarity.
You only just figured this out, Alan? Okay, well, as it's a continuation of the first part, I'm definitely interested to see where things go. Pick up the flashlight. Surprise! Reload and recharge. Rest, relax, recuperate, recharge. All of the things that Alan was meant to be doing in Bright Falls. And then his...
After finishing Departure, I felt finished myself. All I had wanted was to save Alice. After that, a part of me had been ready to just give in and die. But I hadn't given up.
Wow.
Thomas Zane had reached me. I had run across a nightmarish landscape following a signal from him. He kept telling me I was sinking, going too deep. I wasn't sure if I meant the dark place or insanity. Perhaps they were one and the same.
Don't remember what I was saying. Sorry about that. Take control. Oh, this is not the brothers. It's the fucking settlers who founded the town.
Hey, nice job, Al! So, you really are nuts, huh? Let's face it, we always knew this was coming.
I guess, but I actually feel pretty rational, all things considered.
Crazy people don't know they're crazy. That's where they're crazy. Hey, check out the light show behind the lodge.
That's Zane's light.
Yeah, you're done sinking now. That means he's just about caught up with you. You better go talk to him.
Isn't it amazing how we construct the idea of sanity and insanity? I'm gonna let it cook, but I think that perhaps what this game has had to say about that was interesting to me in episode 4.
Lots of fireworks here. Nice.
Wake heard the old gods play. Music
But
came out
since
along.
then, I don't know.
It attracted the horrors.
Oh, hell yeah! Remember this, Al?
Mm-hmm.
Hunting endangered species.
I gotta wonder if old gods of Asgard are like friends of the developers, or like some of them are the developers or something. Because I always enjoy that kind of thing in games. Like,
The music screeched and boomed around Wake as the monsters attacked.
oh shit. Like, I think that Like Jonathan Morale from Sid Matters, I think was friends with the Deranged team behind Life is Strange, which is why they did the music for the game, and also why they featured To All of You and Obstacles, which had been written many years before in the game.
Hey, isn't it kind of ironic that you're a writer and you're threatened by your own imagination? It's like your greatest power turned against you.
That's very deep, but I'm a little busy not dying over here.
Jeez, always with the melodrama.
Surrounded by the enemies and deafened by noise. Wait, what help?
I also remember one of the episodes of The Walking Dead: The New Frontier, I think it might be the final episode, has that song, Grim Ranger, that's the one. And I think that's written by like a band that's like one of the devs like friends or family or something. But I think stuff like that's neat. Also, Grim Ranger is a banger.
Now, Al. The big guy busted down the door.
Yeah. Give me a second, Mary. I was spreading fun facts about video games. The one that's like, he was ranging up on the outskirts, twilight fell on his face. The end of the last episode. It's pretty good. Oh, I said it, don't you go out there. I can't get him to stay. So much singing this stream. Sorry guys, just... that's what happens sometimes. Feeling a little sleep deprived, playing a silly little game. It all comes out. Fuck off.
Whoa. See, Al? This is classic you. Always making things complicated.
This is just a memory.
Even your memories are complicated. Yeah. So, I guess you're gonna need to talk to Zane out there now that he's actually here. I'm just gonna, let you non-imaginary people talk in peace.
You're not coming?
Nah, that was a crutch, Hey, you're moving up in the world, buddy.
Interesting. Okay, but the thing is that, like, is Thomas, again, throughout this game I've been like, is Thomas Zane just like another version of Alan? Is it some kind of, like, something? Or is he like a real other person or character? And
Zane.
You have done well, Alan. Now I can accompany you. You are trapped in your own dream. You must wake yourself up, but first, you have to reach yourself.
The cabin.
Yes, my cabin. It will not be easy. Your previous work can help you. I still have some pages of your manuscript left. Words like that have power here.
I feel that it's still relatively ambiguous, but I'm not sure. Because they were doing a lot of parallels between Thomas and Alan, but also Thomas's relationship with Barbara and Alan's relationship with Alice, and we still haven't seen like a person Thomas Zane. We've just seen like the guy in the suit with the lights coming out of it and stuff like that. So I do feel like it's potentially still ambiguous, but I don't know if that's just because I'm feeling like hopeful that it will be a bit more interesting than oh, I gotta get to the lighthouse.
It's very appropriate. I can help you reach it. But after that, you will be on your own. I cannot enter the cabin now. The Dark Presence made sure of that on our last encounter. You are facing yourself, the parts of your mind that are hard to control. This is not a fight anyone else can win for you.
Okay, that's different.
Okay.
I was glad to have Zane with me in this place. He knew the terrain, such as it was, but a part of me wondered if he was even human anymore after so many years in this place.
This is neat. Again, the lighthouse stuff is very much giving some Life is Strange. I like it, the way you can see, like, the lighthouse in the distance and stuff.
The world was tilted. It was turning upside down. Wake was lost. He would fall. He couldn't tell which way was up. He would die, torn apart by the whirlwind.
Oh, shit. Come on, Alan. Chop, chop. Oh, shit. That way? That way? Here we go. Woo.
Wake is too high. Too high! At this height, the water would be like hitting concrete.
Oh.
You can't want me dead this bad. The storm was coming! It would throw him off!
Again, there's some cool stuff happening, like, gameplay-wise and stuff like that. Such a mixed bag this experience has been. I like a lot of this stuff. Like, I do think it's interesting and fun and cool. Ah! Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. Yes. Nice one. Ah! Whoops. Dead.
Wake is too high. Too high! At this height, the water would be like hitting concrete. You can't want me dead this badly. The storm was coming! It would throw him off!
I do think Alan terrorizing himself is pretty funny. Alan, I did not push the analog stick that far, Alan. That was all you.
Wake is too high. Too high! At this height, the water would be like hitting concrete. You can't want me dead this bad. The storm was coming! It would throw him off!
You can't want me dead this bad, he says to himself. as if. Sorry, guys.
Weight is too high. Too high! At this height, the water would be like hitting concrete.
You can't want me dead this bad.
Storm was coming! It was blowing off!
Just gonna hang out on the bed. That's... There we go. Ah! God, you gotta stop jump scaring people like that, man.
The storm spun around. It was made of darkness. He'd seen what it could do. It swept everything away.
I would have to make my way through the swirling madness. It reminded me of the dark presence, just another memory, but it could still kill me.
Okay. Gotta get one of these again, I think. But that's some risky business. Ah! Yep, there we go. Okay, well I think my best bet was that guy and now it's gone. Here we go. Give me a path. Ah! God, that was a close call. Sorry, I'm also doing so much screaming. Why am I screaming so much? And also singing so much? What is happening in the House of Commons? Ah! There we go. No, that's it. I'm fucked. God. Okay. I might wait for something a little bit better, like that. That seems... Oh, never mind. Maybe the bed thing again? There we go. Shit! Ah! This is so crazy! Anyway, how's everyone doing? Jesus Christ. At long last. Ah! Rock. Okay.
Stay focused on the lighthouse. If you can reach it, you will find the cabin.
Things are getting pretty crazy here, Zane.
It's to be expected. You are struggling to reclaim yourself. The landscape reflects that strain, but each step takes you closer. If you persevere, you can attain the lucidity that fends off the darkness.
Now that I knew what I was facing, the environment became even wilder and stranger. Like it was no longer even bothering to pretend that things were normal.
Well, yeah, I feel like that happened pretty quick. Well, I could have had some warning about what roll was gonna mean, but that's fine. It's the lighthouse. I just need to make it there. Breath. Come on, man. Even in the dark place. Wow. Okay, well, that went a lot smoother. Do I have a shotgun on me? Okay, good. Hole. Huh. Nice. Do they want me to go into the well? because that makes more sense. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Oh, dear me. Okay. Heebie-jeebies. Are we getting a sewer level right now? I was hoping that Alan Wake was going to be one of the only games where I didn't have to experience a sewer level! Like, at least it could give me that. Listen, I know that you're having like a whole time where you're like hating yourself, Alan, and trying to kill yourself through some kind of like mind palace situation, but
Wake was forced to run through a maze, hopelessly sprinting in the wheel, never getting anywhere. His life in miniature. It was useless.
could you take it easier on me? Like, I don't have anything to do with this.
Oh, now what?
Oh, it's like a hamster wheel. Ah! It's cool. Here we go. Running up that road, running up that hill, no problems. Yes, ma'am. Could you figure out how to make this hamster wheel stop? This is neat. BBO beams. Yeah, I gotta wait for them. Ah! Oh. Oh shit, how do I... In there? Ugh. Ugh. Oh, and that's the well-lit room. That's the well-lit room. That's the well-lit room. Can I... to the well-lit room? Or do I have to wait until it's the right way up? Yeah. Can I... Can I open it? The well-lit room. Clicker. Oh, the box is empty. Okay. Through here.
An elevator? Sure.
Ugh. There is some good sound design in this game. It's just...
Next stop, sanity.
You're doing well. Keep going.
It's hard to make sense of this place.
It's a dream. This is a vast place, home to forces and beings that are completely alien.
The Dark Presence.
Yes. I don't know what happened to it after your final encounter.
Is there any way out of here?
Sometimes transmissions can be sent between worlds. You've done this yourself. But to actually leave the dark place, I haven't found a way.
Ding!
Stucky's gas station. Not something I particularly wanted to see, but obviously I wasn't the one in the driver's seat.
Oh yeah, the gas station.
Another memory made real. Wake would never make it. The insanity he was facing was already a part of it. His own doing. He couldn't possibly win. He didn't even want to.
At least the lighthouse was much closer now. I would have to make my way up there somehow.
What are the chances that Max Caulfield reads Alan Wake? Or does she think it's like commercial driven? Because she's like a pretentious teenager about it. Oh. Nice explosions. Please give me the shotgun ammo.
There was no power to the log lift.
Okay. Oh shit! 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 Close call, Alan. Close friggin' call. Oh, haven't had one of these in a while. It's not a complete Alan Wake dream/nightmare without a generator in the woods. I've got running up that hill stuck in my head now. Do 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 do. There we go. Oh. There we go. The bridge is looking very pretty right now.
The part of you that is in control is in the cabin, dreaming and insane.
I don't think I like that.
You represent the part of Alan Wake that is capable of rational thought and planning, which is why I'm talking to you. If that part can regain control, then you have a chance of making it. But a part of you wants to give in. There's comfort in the oblivion of dreams. You represent the part that isn't ready to quit and die.
Could you not explain things to me and how I'm supposed to interpret them, Mr. Thomas Zane?
Are you telling me I'm not real?
You're as real as anything else in this place.
So there are two of me?
Yes.
And the one you called Mr. Scratch, he's me as well?
No.
Zane, are you playing some kind of game with me?
I am not the author of your story.
How can you say that when you wrote that page about me in the clicker? It wasn't one of my pages. You directed me to it. You had Weaver guard it.
Yes, she was needed. And you needed the clicker. But I'm not.
What? I don't understand.
Alan, you should keep going.
Zane? Zane, come on!
Who are
Well,
you?
that cleared things up.
Who is the dreamer? Who is the writer? I also don't love the interpretation of, like, you are the part of Alan that is capable of irrational thought. As opposed to the hysterical, crazy Alan in the room.
The bridge groaned in the unnatural wind. It was heralding the enemy's arrival. Wake wouldn't leave this place alive.
Did you not? Please. Okay. Well. Let's try this again.
The bridge groaned in the unnatural wind. It was heralding the enemy's arrival. Wake wouldn't leave this place alive.
I don't love that. Yeah. The hysterical, crazy Alan and the rational Alan.
In the unnatural wind. Wake wouldn't leave this place alive.
We're good. Oh.
A moment. I can help you here.
I don't know, Mr. Zane. I'm not feeling great about the last conversation we had.
How the hell are you doing that?
It's like learning to control your dreams. There's a connection.
You were in my dream.
Yes. I taught you. You fixed the foolish mistake I made with Barbara.
Okay. I thought I was gonna have some stupid fucking fail state over like falling into oblivion again. Fuck! Not the fucking birds, man! Not the fucking birds! Oh. Christ alive. I'm dead. I'm dead! Okay. That didn't go well. I think the flash that I got earlier must be... I'm gonna go back and check because... Was it a flare gun? Because... I could really fucking do with a flare gun. But I don't think I have a flare gun, so... We made it. Nice, okay. Let's get that one going, if we can. No? Okay, too late? Fair enough.
Wake ran for the light. It was pointless. He would never reach it. His life would be snuffed out just as easily as the very thing he thought would save him.
Even with the light gone, all I could do was keep going.
Terrifying. You gotta get so close. You know? Can you give me a little personal space here? Ooh. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Since we're being so frank here, Alan, and let me just reiterate how happy I am that you've had this breakthrough, I would like to summarize your condition.
By all means.
And please, just let me know if you think I'm being unfair.
All right.
Well, let's start with the obvious. The car crash.
Interesting.
Untreated head trauma. All due respect to Doc Nelson, but he's hardly a neurosurgeon. I think that the injury has affected you more than you realize.
Yeah, I have had bad headaches.
Then there's your history of substance abuse, which, combined with your chronic insomnia, has resulted in hallucinations and extremely poor impulse control. That's a dangerous combination, one which your wife has unfortunately had to suffer from far more than you.
I know she has.
I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that you are existing in a state of all-encompassing denial. Your vivid fantasy casts you as a heroic victim and allows you to skirt responsibility for your own actions. It allows you to solve your imaginary problems and dismiss the things that truly trouble you. In your self-serving delusions, your personal problems are assets that allow you to save Alice, perhaps.
Listen.
Dr. Hartman, I think that's spot on. I can't argue with any of that.
Well, I'm sure I'm stating the obvious. I don't want to labor the point, but, well,
Listen, I don't want to agree with the evil psychiatrist. A lot of what he's saying, I think, is horrible, stupid bullshit. But is he cooking with saying that potentially Alan is a white male who is very depressed and struggling, which is understandable for reasons that we've talked about before, as well as reasons that have been alluded to, like, you know, his relationship with his father or whatever, in addition to all of the stuff about, like, the writing and the loneliness and the dysfunctional relationships and the lack of friends and blah, blah, blah. But that he's, like, very self-absorbed and also has a big ego at the same time as being, like, very depressed and potentially suicidal, because I feel that he's expressed that in a couple of ways a couple of times. But that, yeah, he has a big ego and has constructed himself, like, within his own story as a hero saving his damsel in distress wife. That I think he's kind of cooking with that, and I think that if that's like an interpretation of some of the things that have happened in this game that is being put forward, and this DLC is like reframing or recasting a lot of the things that happened in the main game, then there's something here. Then there is something here. So hold that thought.
No, I understand. It's important that I face it.
precisely, Alan. You've put so much effort and imagination into this self-deception, but what good has it really done for you? You refused my offer of help, and here you are. Did being so obdurate really get you to a better place?
No.
No. And did it really help Alice? Was this really the best thing for your wife?
Probably not.
Probably not. Why don't we find out? You know, I've been talking with her. There's something she wanted you to hear.
Oh, hey. That sounds like fun.
You guys, do you remember in episode 4 when I said that the tape recording of Alice...
Come now, Mr. Wade.
Do you remember in episode 4 when I said that the tape recording of Alice, she sounded like a different person to the other scenes that we had seen her in? And that her voice acting was different and that she sounded more real than the other scenes we had heard her voice in. Do you remember when I said that? Hold that thought.
It wouldn't be guilt that makes you avoid this, is it?
Come on, let's hear what she has to say.
All I ever wanted was to help you, Alan. I ate all the shit you handed out and tried to understand your pathetic, wealthy white male drama until my life consisted of managing your never-ending crisis. I hate you for your childish temper and the arrogance and self-indulgent pride that undermine all efforts to drag you out of the hole you've insisted on digging for yourself. I hate you for leaving me in the dark with that insane monster bitch! All you had to do was act like a loving human being for once in your life and stay with me. If your dramatic exit hadn't been more important than making sure I was all right, she would never have taken me. I don't know where you went, but that's okay. I don't want to know. I don't think I'll ever be all right. The only thing that keeps me from killing myself is the hope that I'll never see you again.
Ouch.
I just can't argue with that. I think I should stay here before I ruin what life she has left.
I think this is a breakthrough, Alan. I'm really very proud of you.
Okay. Shit.
It was nonsense. I knew I had saved her. I'd succeeded in that, and that was all that mattered.
You guys, no, I'm sorry. Okay, it took 10 to 15 hours to get here. But the payoff... But the payoff was good. The payoff was good! Alan Wake. Alan Wake! Okay. Alright, let's play on.
What I heard in there wasn't the truth. It was just another toxic mirage. It cut deep, but that made me all the more determined to force myself to snap out of it. I didn't want to be that guy anymore. I had to make myself see the light.
What is the truth? What is the truth? And what is a lie? What is real and what is a fantasy? What is the dream? And who is the dreamer? You guys! Okay. Okay. Hell yes! Alright, Alan, let's get you to that fucking lighthouse. Okay. Up here? I'm like sort of speechless. There's a lot going on in my head right now. There's a lot that could be said, but I've got to see how this plays out.
Oh, jeez!
Sorry, mostly OMGs and LOLs in the chat. I don't know if anyone is as shook as I am right now. But that was just really good. I don't know what to tell you. That was, I've been thinking about, so obviously the Twin Peaks influences are very clear in this game, but I've been thinking a few times in the game about, like, potential parallels to Lost Highway, and having seen that scene now, like having played through that sequence now, that feels really like reaffirmed for me. And again, I don't want to give anything away about Lost Highway to people who haven't seen it, but that is a movie about how violent men, violent misogynistic men, construct versions of reality, and versions of women, and versions of themselves, in order to be able to see themselves as the good guy in it. And, yeah, I think I really see that here in a lot of ways.
Well done. You have come far, but there's still a little further to go. You must take full control of your own mind. Reject all of the fantasies you have constructed.
Yeah, well, I think I can do that. A lot of the stuff I've seen here is personal and ugly as hell. I'll admit it hurts, but it's not fooling me. I know it's fake.
Good. You are aware. The part of you bent on self-destruction is not. But you must be careful. Just because you know the lies for what they are, that doesn't make the danger any less real.
I'll make it. I don't have any choice.
Here. I cannot come any further, but this will help you on your way.
Thanks, I guess.
And the question is, if this is doing what I think it's doing based on that scene alone, and the fact that I don't believe Alan's, like, dogged, stubborn, over-insistence that he knows that XYZ is a lie and it's all fake and none of it's real and none of it has any truth to it. I don't believe that. I don't buy that. He doth protest too much. If this is going where I think it's going in that regard...
Let me tell you something, Alan.
Okay, that seems like it's about to be juicy, but let me just finish that thought. If this is going where I think it's going in that regard, then does that reframe a lot of the like stuff that's landed as super corny in terms of like the light and the darkness, which is to say, you know, what has felt like some slightly ham-fisted like metaphors about like bringing the truth to light and fighting the darkness, where darkness is evil and light is goodness, and you follow the light because light is good, and like blah blah. And that's the way that things have seemed up until this point. But if this is going where I think it's going, does that just reframe everything? It's funny that I just mentioned like Mulholland Drive and how it does that in like the last 30-40 minutes of the movie like a while ago, and obviously in a very, very different way, but they got my hopes up. I really hope that they're not going to be crushed.
I know how your mind works. You screw up, then you start analyzing it, and before you know it, you start writing all these horror stories in your head. Don't you?
Come on, I don't do that.
Yes, you do. I know how it goes. You're a complete failure. I hate you, and I'll never forgive you for whatever it was that you did. Am I wrong?
Oh, man.
See? I know you. But Alan, it's all in your head. It is. I love you, and I'm not going anywhere.
But the thing is, the thing that I can't shake is her voice acting. It's her voice acting. It's that version of Alice, her voice acting is totally different from the other version of Alice. And I just can't shake that one of them sounds more real than the other, and the other sounds like a caricature. You know? Ugh! Stop. The way that if I complained about this...
They kept coming!
If I complained about this for like almost 15 hours and then at the very end I was like, actually Alan Wake is a masterpiece, that's gonna be hilarious.
Too many of them! Hordes and hordes of them! Swarming over the landscape, eager to kill! They were coming for Wake, and this time they would get it with sheer numbers.
The thing that happened was a conversation with the wife, and she sounded like she had agency for the thing that happened. Sorry, Rabbit Chick, you missed it, and I forgot to explain to you what happened. It's hard to convey what happened without, you know, seeing it, but there's a version of Alan sitting in a chair with a TV in place of his head, and he's talking to Dr. Hartman, and Dr. Hartman is saying all of this stuff about how Alan constructs a fantasy where Alan has constructed a fantasy where he is the hero and he can save Alice. And Alan with the TV head agrees, and then Dr. Hartman says, let's hear it from Alice herself, and then there's a tape recorder and it plays a voice clip of Alice talking about how miserable Alan makes her. That's like the short version of it, but that's nowhere near as effective as this scene actually was.
They kept coming. There were too many of them. Hordes and hordes of them, swarming over the landscape, eager to kill. They were coming for Wake, and this time, sheer numbers.
That's okay, that's no problem. I don't really blame you because again it was like, you know, good stretches of this game were getting a bit boring. So I don't blame you for like tuning out a bit. But yeah, that was really good. And the thing is, if it goes where I think it's going, then that does sort of like reframe everything in a way that's potentially thought-provoking. I don't know if it necessarily like atones for stretches of the game not being super engaging, but it definitely might change things. We'll see. Stop. Here we go. Start me from the beginning, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, not from the beginning, thank God. Okay. That wasn't too far. Almost at the lighthouse. There we go.
The lighthouse. I was relieved to have made it here. But I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
I also am not sure what's going to happen now, Alan. I'm on the edge of my seat, actually. Let's see.
Zane had left me. I wasn't sure what the Dark Presence had done to him if he couldn't follow, but from now on, I was on my own. Still, he had gotten me this far. I would never have made it by myself. This thing was going to end. It wouldn't be long now.
You know what's interesting as well is that it's just occurring to me that the game opens with Alan having the dream where he has to get to the lighthouse, and that hasn't been brought back until now. I will say that I'm not generally a fan of the thing where like the actual ending to the game is in the DLC rather than like the game itself, but I think that in this case having two separate endings makes sense, like, for the narrative structure of this game, again, if it is what I think it is. This is it, we're here, we're at the lighthouse. This is it. No, I have to go higher up. Yeah, okay. Up we go. Oof, okay. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I was surprised by the change of scenery, but not much. I was starting to understand the symbolism, the way the dark place flowed.
Sure you did, Alan.
It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right.
Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Hey, Al. Feeling kind of depressed here.
What?
So Zane's your new buddy now. I feel abandoned.
This is ridiculous. You're not even real.
That doesn't mean I don't have any feelings.
Fair enough, Barry. But, you're kind of a dick, so that's the reason why we're not friends anymore. That's nothing to do with whether or not you're real.
Thing is, you need to get all rational here. Abandon your fantasies, right? Look, I kinda hate to say this, pal, but I'm one.
Fine. You're abandoned. Bye.
Wow. Nothing on that TV? Okay. Okay.
Al, what I'm saying is the only way you're getting in that cabin is through me. It's one of those kill you darlings things. But hell, you're used to that, big shot writer. Am I right?
It was in everything. It was even taking a pickle Wake dude, turning his friends against him. They were all against him.
What does it say about you when you're this desperate to keep yourself from getting bitter? Here we go! I'm earning the 15% commission.
Hi, Layla. Good timing.
It's great that you first make yourself an imaginary friend, and then you can't even get along with that guy. People skills, Al. You're a master.
Okay. Oh, creepy.
Let's crack that writer's block of yours, Alan.
Ah!
You're both just a crime fiction, an expert on dark alleyways, and a master of substance abuse. That's the best part. Being a business is your treatment.
Glad I get to kill the psychiatrist. Here we go.
lawyers on speed.
Speed dial, because I never know when you
Get in trouble again.
No, not
You know what
the
kind of
old
people they
gods of
have?
Asgard.
Gangsters
And assholes.
and you're
Not a gangster.
because they make
Money. All the time.
Hey! When you threw a hissy fit, because your wife you and your
Ego.
couldn't take it, and because of that, you
Almost got me killed a dozen times over.
BFF, Al!
BFF.
Come on. Here we go.
It's totally not. You literally paid
Your best friend.
to hang out with you because
Ah!
Surly ass.
Al, really running low on patience here.
Come on, Barry. I'm also not mad about killing you, Barry, because you've been a jerk this whole time as well. Yeah.
I swear to God, you're driving me nuts.
Okay, again? Pew, pew. Alright. Hey, that sounds scary and I don't like it. Oh, nothing on that TV? Okay. Let's head on into the cabin then, I guess.
Why is this happening to me? It's too dark. Where am I? I can't find my way. Why is this happening to me? I can't find my way. It's too dark. Why is this happening to me?
Just like that, my mind was clear. Zane had been right. I could think clearly again. But I couldn't survive in this place the way he had, and I might not make it back a second time. Leaving this place would be hard. Maybe impossible. It wouldn't take much for my thoughts to stray again. It was too easy to get lost in the dark place.
Layla's watching.
Before, I was ready to curl up and die. Let myself slip away. But here I was. The yet unwritten future waiting to unfold before me. A sequel to Departure. My name is Alan Wake, and I'm a writer.
Okay. Well, that ending was anticlimactic, so... And the rest is still unwritten. Alan Wake wishes he had what Natasha Bedingfield has. God, I got so excited. I know, I also got really excited. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can do it for you. Only you can let it in. Sorry. Okay. Well, you know, I will say though that sequence definitely like brought a lot of it back for me. I didn't really like that ending, or I thought it was anticlimactic. But I do think that the game left enough ambiguity around the question of like what is real and what isn't, that I am kind of still like, okay, you know, I feel like, yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna have to sit with it a little bit, because I think that there are just some tensions that they like planted some seeds and planted some tensions that feel as yet unresolved, or like they could color your reading, and that it leaves enough ambiguity to make you kind of think like, oh, like what should I take away from this actually? Like, is it that Alan is this like great savior who, you know, can like defeat the dark and like blah blah blah, and saved his wife and like sacrificed himself, or is Alan kind of like this egotistical kind of guy who's kind of constructing these fantasies in which he can be like a savior, and actually he's making himself miserable and his wife miserable and all of that? Are both of those things somehow true or real at the same time? I think that it's left me in a place where that feels a little more ambiguous than it was before, which I do really like. However, the ending was a bit anticlimactic in that regard, and just not. It potentially leans more towards one sort of framing than another, which I like less. But I don't know, I haven't really made up my mind on whether it feels like it's like leaning towards the reading of like Alan as the good guy and the hero, and like the rational, like Alan is the better Alan, and like blah blah blah. Sorry, she's so cute. Look at her little face. You get a little face. Look at a little face. Oh, you're a good girl. Who's a good girl? Anyway, I want to I want to read Alice Wake's book about how her husband is a dick. So, yeah, in terms of Alan Wake 2, I am curious about how some of these things are going to be addressed, and you know, I'm still feeling pretty hopeful and pretty excited that it could take some of the things that I liked a lot about this game and you know, potentially do a better job. That prospect does excite me, because again, like the kind of stuff that I liked about this game I did really like, and it just wasn't like coming together in a way because of what felt like, you know, deficiencies in other areas which I've talked about already. So it felt like very rough around the edges, and that I'm not 100% sure what to make of it now. But I am glad I played it. I'm glad I experienced it, and there's part of me that thinks that if I hadn't streamed it, I'm not sure if I would have like played it through to the end and gotten that like experience of playing the DLC and being like, ooh, okay, you know, this is interesting, this is potentially thought-provoking, like all that kind of stuff. Okay, Layla, please don't put your butthole on my face. Yes. Yeah, I do think it's interesting that there's potential Lost Highway vibes here that I don't know if I see that like discussed as much as the obvious like Twin Peaks references here in terms of the Lynch stuff, but yeah. Lot to chew on. Gonna be a lot to talk about in the future, I think.